Hello, my name is Nolita Ananda. Welcome to Sanctuary Live. Today's class is Prayers of a Warrior Spirit, and this is a practice for building strength and opening the hips and the heart. Today we're going to be working with a drishti, and a drishti, perhaps you're familiar with the term already, but I'll just explain a little bit in case you're not. So drishti means focal point, and the direct translation from Sanskrit to English means clear vision, and that can have two meanings, and that is one in the physical aspect in our yoga practice, clearly keeping your vision on one spot and using that point for meditation, but it's also a metaphor for your life as where we're trying to go with our yoga practice and practice. We go inward into our being, and slowly the veil starts to lift and the filters that we see reality through, so that we have clear vision, not only in our yoga practice, but also in our life. And as this is a little bit more of a powerful practice, we really want to work with the drishtis. Essentially, wherever your mind goes, or wherever your eyes go, your mind goes. And so to keep with the meditation and keep really focused in the more powerful practices, we keep our gaze focused on only one spot. If you're looking at something sturdy like a wall, then you actually pick up the properties of that wall and you pull that into your being, so you become more sturdy. So I'll be calling them out throughout the practice, and as you move into the postures, most of the time it's just where your neck is lined up, but I'll just let you know, and you keep your gaze just focused on only one spot. It's most of the time it could be the tip of your finger or somewhere on the ceiling. So we'll begin just with a little meditation and working slowly just to open up the spine, and then we'll start to flow a little bit more dynamically. So closing the eyes and sitting with a nice straight spine, take a few long deep breaths. And just start to slow the breathing down, breathing in and out through the nose. And feeling the body come to complete stillness. The only movement is the movement of the breath. Moving more into a conscious, mindful breathing. We want the breath to be very comfortable and very natural, but we just want the breath to be a little bit more full. So observing the breath as it goes in, and observing the breath as it goes out. And watching not only the inhales and the exhales, but also noticing the pauses between the breaths. Follow the breath in, watch the pause. Follow the breath out, watch the second pause. There's 4 parts to the breath: the inhale, the exhale, and the 2 pauses. And by keeping your attention on all 4 parts of the breath, it just helps to keep your awareness on the breath. And the breath then becomes a moving meditation point in the ever-present moment. And gently flickering the eyes open, just taking the hands and placing them on the knees. We'll start with some Supi whirls. So pushing the chest forward, and then nice big circle around the back. Just waking up the spine, pushing the chest forward and around as you exhale towards the back. Good. Last one. Around the back, following to the front, and we switch directions. Really pushing the spine as much as you can in all directions. Good. And finding your center point. Beautiful. Taking your left hand, placing it on the ground. Inhale, the arm comes up and reaching over, just coming into a gentle side stretch. Opening the shoulder at the end. Good. Inhale up and exhale over to the other side. Opening the shoulder just at the end. Good. Inhale up and exhale over. Good. Inhale up and exhale over. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale over. Good. And making your way onto your hands and your knees. So the hands are going to fall directly underneath the shoulders, knees fall directly underneath the hips, and we move into cat-cow. So inhale, the head goes up. Exhale, the tailbone drops and the spine arches. Good. Following your breath, inhale and exhale. Just a couple more times, really pushing the spine as much as you can. Full flexion in the spine to wake it up and prepare for our dynamic practice. Good. And taking the knees nice and wide and let's drop just for a moment into child's pose. Extending the arms out, the chest drops towards the ground. Either you're on your forehead or if you're a little more open, perhaps you're on your chin. 3 breaths here. Good. Inhale up, finding your way to downward facing dog. Tucking the toes, sit bones towards the sky. Good. And just start to paddle the legs out, waking up the hamstrings, moving the body in any way, just kind of wagging the tail a little bit of your dog. Good. And then finding stillness. So your fingers are spread nice and wide with your middle finger pointed directly forward. Your chest is moving towards your legs, heels are moving towards the ground. Long, deep breaths. Good, and we're going to inhale forward to a plank and exhale back, downward facing dog. Good, a couple more times. You're going to find this gets much easier if you just gently engage the abdominals. It takes the weight out of the arms and puts it into the core. Last one. Good. Drop into child's pose for 3 long breaths. Beautiful. And coming up, down, facing dog. And let's move the left foot over towards the center just a little bit. The right heel is going to kick up high, holding it up. And then bending your knee and looking underneath your arm, scorpion tail. Good. Coming back to your hips square. And inhale, your knee's going to come forward, touch your forearm, and then kicking straight back up. Inhale forward, straight back up. Last one. Good. And switching. Left heel is going to come straight up. Good. Bending your knee and moving into scorpion tail. And hips square again, leg comes up. And as you inhale, coming forward, touching your forearm to your knee, kicking your leg up. 2 more times. Good. And another 3 breaths in child's pose. Finding your way back up, downward facing dog. Good. Look up between the hands, walk or jump. Lengthening the spine and fold forward. Just dangling here for a moment. Moving from side to side. You can have your knees bent if that's more comfortable. And then ragdoll yourself all the way up to standing. Beautiful. So now we start to flow. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. Look up with the thumbs. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, look up. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we stay here for a couple of breaths. Good. Look up between the hands, walk or jump. Lengthening the spine and fold. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. Look up at the thumbs, and exhale, hands by the sides. Beautiful. And again, inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, look up. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering down, elbows in. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. A few breaths here, taking a few moments to make adjustments and then find stillness. Feet should be hip distance apart, your chest moving towards your leg, tailbone moving towards the sky. Good. Look up between the hands, walk or jump, lengthening the spine, and fold. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. Look up at the thumbs. And exhale, hands by the sides. Beautiful. Last round. Inhale, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, look up. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering down, elbows in. Inhale, and exhale, downward facing dog. A couple of breaths here. Good. Finishing your exhalation, look up between the hands, walk or jump, lengthening the spine, and fold. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. Look up at the thumbs. Exhale, hands by the sides. Beautiful. We'll transition into a tree pose. Transferring your weight onto your right foot. Your drishti is just going to be on the wall. Keeping the standing leg nice and strong. We take the left foot and lifting it up, placing it straight down. Hands to heart center. Keep your gaze focused on one spot, and then extending the branches. Good. Mindfully release. Shake the legs out, and let's transfer our weight onto the opposite foot. Find your drishti, keeping your gaze focused on one spot. Avoid looking around the room, lifting up your opposite foot. Standing leg is strong. Hands to heart center. When you're ready, you can grow your branches. Strong breath and strong body. Good. And mindfully release, shaking that out a little bit. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, look up. Exhale, step, jump back, lowering down, elbows in. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Taking the right foot, stepping it forward, dropping the back knee down, flatten the foot. Taking the foot and just shuffling it out to the side just a little bit, lifting up. And then we're going to take our right hand, placing it onto our right knee, pushing it out and looking behind. Good. And tucking the back toes, making your way back, downward facing dog. Taking the left foot, stepping up forward, shuffling the foot out to the side, dropping the back knee down. Good. Now taking your left hand, just placing it onto the knee, pushing the knee out and looking behind you. Good. Hands back onto the ground, make your way back, downward facing dog. Paddling the legs out. Now taking the right foot and stepping it forward, rising the hands up into a crescent lunge, sinking nice and deep in the hips, finding your drishti, your focal point, focused on only one spot on the ceiling, sinking nice and deep, the back leg is fully active. Pushing through the heel, sinking deeper. Good, and let's find a little bit of a flow here. As you exhale, come forward, dropping the neck. Inhale up. Good, 2 more times. Good, and then dropping your back foot down, we find your way into Warrior Two. Good, looking straight over your middle finger. Your drishti is where your middle finger is pointed at. And taking this hip right here and dropping it down. Strong breath, in and out through the nose. And taking the left hand, placing it onto the left thigh. Right palm faces the ceiling, hand slides down as the palm comes up. Drishti is the tip of the middle finger. As we're looking up, we want to make sure that the forehead remains relaxed. Good, and interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take a bow. Humbled warrior. Pushing your hands far above your head. Strong breath, strong legs. Good, and gently release. Hands go onto the ground, find your way back, downward facing dog. Now you can stay here, downward dog, rest in child's pose or vinyasa, and this is where you just have a little bit of an option to work at your own energy level. Good. And taking your left foot, stepping up forward, find your way into a crescent lunge. Good, sinking nice and deep, your back leg is fully active. Find your drishti somewhere on the roof. Good, little bit of a flow. Exhale forward, inhale up. Exhale forward, inhale up. Last one. Good, and dropping the back heel down. Warrior Two. Sinking nice and deep. Wherever your middle finger is pointed, that's your drishti. Strong breath. Back hand goes onto the back thigh. Palm faces the ceiling, hand slides down as the palm comes up. Drishti, tip of the middle finger, forehead is relaxed. Sink a little bit deeper. Good. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale. Lift the chest. Exhale, take a bow. Good. Gently release. Hands go onto the ground. Find your way back. Downward facing dog. Either stay there, downward dog, rest in child's pose, or vinyasa. Now taking your right foot, stepping it forward, dropping your back heel down, and your right hand is just going to stay on the ground. If that's a little bit too deep, you're welcome to place a block, or you can even come up onto your knee. And then we want to take this hip and want to sink it down nice and low. Arm comes up and over. And your drishti is the palm of your hand. So you're going to have one full leg extended from the side of your foot right up to your fingertips. Good. Hand goes onto the ground. Make your way back. Downward facing dog. Either stay there, downward dog, rest in child's pose, or vinyasa. Good. And taking your left foot, stepping it forward, dropping your back heel down, and your hand can either go on the ground or it can be placed on a block, or you can be up on your elbow. Taking this hip, dropping it down nice and low, arm comes up, and full extension over. Drishti is the palm of your hand. Forehead is relaxed. Good. Hand goes onto the ground. Find your way back. Downward facing dog. Just stay there, downward dog. Rest in child's pose or vinyasa. And taking the right foot, stepping up forward, dropping the back heel down, rising up. And we prepare for Trikonasana. Arms are going to be extended out. Reach forward as far as we can, and then tilt. And your drishti is your thumb. Your bottom hand can either be on your shin, on your ankle, or it can be hooked around your toe. Good. Inhale up. Let's just turn on our heels, facing the back of the room, and lean and tilt. Good. Looking up at your thumb. And you're finding the placement for your other hand. Good. Inhale up. And let's turn on the heels again, facing the opposite direction. And now we're going to take a forward bend. So as we're in a forward bend, our hips are now going to be square to the front of the mat, along with the shoulders. You have options for the arms. You can either just hold onto your elbows, or if you're a little more open in the shoulders, you can take reverse prayer. Hands right behind the heart, pushing the shoulders back. Inhale, lifting the chest, leading with the chin, keeping the alignment of the shoulders as we move forward. Every exhalation going a little bit deeper. Good. Inhale up, and let's turn on the heels again, facing the opposite direction. Inhale, lift the chest, push your shoulders back. Exhale, leading with the chin, trying to keep the alignment of the shoulders and the hips as you move. Good. Inhale up. Let's turn towards the front of the room. Release the arms. Good. Bending the front knee, hands going to the ground. Find your way back, downward facing dog. So staying there, downward dog, rest in child's pose or vinyasa. Good. Now taking the right foot and stepping forward. This time we're going to stay low. So turning the body so that we're in a wide-legged forward bend. Good. Inhale, lifting the chest, look up. And as you exhale, placing your hands on the inline of your instep and a forward bend. If it's in your practice, you can place the crown of your head on the ground. If not, just hanging there is totally fine. Good. Inhale, looking up. And taking your right hand, placing it right in front of your nose. And then your left arm is going to extend up. And this can be your posture here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you're going to take your left arm, bring it right around, grabbing onto your hip. And again, you can just stay here, or even deeper still is taking your right hand and grabbing onto your left ankle. Drishti is somewhere on the ceiling. Good. And unravel yourself. Taking your left hand right in front of your nose. And the right arm is going to swing up, looking up at your thumb. And if you want to go deeper, your hand is going to come around and hook onto your hip. And then your left hand can grab onto your right ankle. Drishti is something up on the ceiling. Good. And gently release. Hands are going to come back onto the ground, and we're just going to transfer our body weight towards the right and lifting the left foot up. Your right hand is going to extend down in front of you, and the left hand can extend up. You can make a mudra, Or if you want to go for the full posture, then you can bind around your leg, keeping your drishti focused on only one spot on the ceiling. Good. Gently release. We're just going to lift up and transfer towards the other side. Again, we're going to lift the right foot off of the ground. Left hand is just going to extend out. Right arm comes up. If you want to make a mudra, you can make any sort of shape, or you can move into your bind. Good. And gently release. Let's just move from side to side a little bit to get deep into our hips. Inhale up and exhale over the other side. Good. Inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, exhale over. Good. Last time. Beautiful. Back to center again. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come all the way up. And relaxing the shoulders. Inhale, arms come out to a T. Exhale, clasp your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, take a bow. Hands come overhead. Strong legs, pushing the hands forward. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. And we transition into goddess posture. So the arms are going to come up, fingers are spread nice and wide, and the arms are parallel to the ground. We're going to turn the heels just a little bit so our toes are kicked out. And as we sink down, we want to have our knees right above our ankles. So you might need to adjust your feet a little bit. Very powerful posture, full body activation. You should be sitting a little bit upright. Good. Inhale up, touching the hands, and exhale lower. Inhale up, touch the hands, and exhale lower. Two more times. Good. And let's just bring the heels in a little bit closer. And we're going to sink right down to the ground this time. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down the center, sink all the way down. And just kind of adjusting your feet, find a comfortable position. If your heels don't come to the ground, you're welcome to just take a cushion or a mat or something just to give your heels some support. Placing the hands together. Just placing your elbows on the inside of the knee, and then as you bring the hands to heart center, it pushes your knees apart. Good. Sitting upright. Let's just take a few breaths here. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable and just find a meditation. Good, and taking your left hand and extending it out in front of your knee, your right arm is going to come up, look up at your thumb. And you can bind behind your back if that's comfortable, otherwise just keep your arms extended out. Drishti is on the ceiling. Good, and extending out again. Let's come up to center and find the other side in front of the knee and looking up at your thumb, either staying here or bind. Good, gently releasing, and let's just fall back, soles of the feet together. Good. Just start to bounce the knees up and down a bit. This helps to get into our hip sockets. You can have your eyes either open, gaze focused on one spot, or you can close your eyes. Good. Coming to stillness, taking your hands and just placing them onto your ankles, lifting the chest and moving forward into a forward bend. Good. Inhale, lifting up and finding your way just onto our knees. We're going to move into a very gentle back bending series. Okay, so we're starting nice and slow. First, we're just going to inhale. You can take your hands and just place on the hips. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, leaning back. Inhale, lifting up and relax. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lean back. Inhale, up and relax. And last one. Good. Okay. Now taking your left hand, just placing it onto your left ankle. The right arm is going to come up and leaning back. Good. And coming up, let's switch arms. Good. Lifting up and make your way into a child's pose for 3 breaths. Good. Coming back up tall again. Now you have the option to just have hold on to your your elbows, or you can make your way into reverse prayer. Good. And just working at your own level. You don't have to go all the way back if you're not quite there yet. You can just be gentle back bend. If you have the flexibility, you can drop your head back. Good. Inhale up and child's pose. Good. And final back bend. Again, if you just want to be gentle, again, just holding on to your elbows. You don't need to go into full camel. But if you would like to go into it, feet flat on the ground is a little bit deeper. This is a little bit more of an entry level to be up on your toes. So just work at your own level. And then leaning straight back, grabbing onto your ankles, and head drops. Good. Inhale up and child's pose. Good. Crossing your ankles behind you so we can just gently transition over onto our bottoms, and let's take a wide-legged forward bend. Some of you might need to be up on a cushion, extending out. Grab your fleshy bits from behind you, just pulling them out, lifting the chest, and just sitting upright for a moment before we move anywhere. And fingertips on the ground, and slowly start to walk yourself forward. If your elbows don't come to the ground, you're welcome to place your elbows onto a block or something. Inhale, lift the chest, and then just dropping your head down. Good. And lifting up and taking your left heel and bringing it up towards the body. And turning your body towards the right. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, forward bend. Trying to keep your left shoulder down. Good. And lifting up. And we're going to move into a little bit of a twist. So you can take your hand and you can, if you're just a beginner, then just have your hand on top of your shin and your other arm come up, look up at your thumb. That can be the full variation. If you're a little more open, your hand is going to be upside down on your right foot. Your left arm is going to come up and extend over, grab onto the top of your foot, and then twisting the body. Looking up, keep the gaze focused on one spot on the ceiling. Good. And inhale up, one breath twist in the opposite direction. Good. And switching sides. Turning the body towards the left. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, forward bend. Good. And we'll make our way into our twisted variation. So that's for the beginner. And if you're a little more advanced, your left hand is going to go upside down and your right arm is going to come over, grab onto your foot, and then twisting the body open. Keep drishti focused on the ceiling. Good. And inhale up. One breath twist in the opposite direction. Beautiful. And let's find our way onto our backs. Now taking the left ankle and just placing it on top of the right knee. Lifting your right foot off of the ground, you're going to hold on to the back of the thigh, the front of the shin, or you can extend the leg up, hold on to the back of the calf, or the full variation is going to be taking the left foot, placing it right into the hip, and then grabbing onto your toes. So just working at your own level. Breath is soft. Good, and gently release. Now let's move on to the other side. Taking your right ankle, placing it above the left knee, lifting up. You can grab onto the back of the thigh, the front of the shin, or level 3 is going to be the back of the calf, extended leg out, or you can take your right foot, slide it up to the hip, and grab onto your toe. Beautiful, and gently release. Now let's move into shoulder stand. So drawing the knees up, and a little momentum is just going to rock you up, and your hands are just going to be underneath your hips. If you're a total beginner, you can just stay right here. And for those of you with a little bit more of a practice, you can shuffle the elbows in a little bit further, so the elbows are underneath the wrist, and walking the hands up of the back. We want to be in a nice straight line, and the drishti is the belly button. And the breath is nice and relaxed. Beautiful posture for bringing clarity to the mind. It alleviates headaches. So many benefits to this beautiful posture. Beautiful, and then we can move forward into Shavasana, Plow Pose, touching the toes on the ground above the head, and interlace the fingers behind the back. And the legs stay active in this posture. Good, dropping the knees beside the ears. Beautiful. And mindfully rolling out. And we make our way into fish pose. So the soles of the feet go onto the ground, lifting the bum up, hands go underneath the bum goes back down, extending the legs out and pushing up onto your elbows, crown of the head goes onto the ground, pushing the heart up. Good. And gently release. Now placing the soles of the feet together, knees drop out to the side. And taking one hand, placing it over the heart and the other over the belly, and just gently closing the eyes and tuning into how you're feeling right now. Allowing gravity to drop the hips open. Feeling the effects of the practice so far, noticing all of the sensations that are going on in the body. Every exhalation, feeling the knees dropping open. Good. A few more mindful breaths here. Good. And gently rising up. Taking your left leg and crossing it over top of the right. And dropping your knees towards the left, head turns towards the right, to a nice spinal twist. Good, and crossing over the other direction. And gently release, finding your way into Shavasana. So extending the arms and the legs out, palms face the ceiling, gently closing the eyes. Feeling the body relaxing into this posture. And feeling all of your facial muscles relaxing. Feeling the forehead relaxing, the nose broaden and the jaw widen. Feeling the upper back and the middle back, the lower back melting into the mat. Feeling the legs relaxing. Feeling the feet relaxing. Feeling each toe relaxing. Feeling the entire body totally relaxing and drifting down. And gently start bringing awareness back into the body. Wiggling the fingers and the toes, moving the head from side to side. Gently drawing the knees up, Wrapping the arms around the knees and rocking from side to side. Dropping over to the side and finding your way up to seated. Finding your way into any comfortable seated position, sitting with a nice straight spine. And just closing the eyes, and bringing awareness into each next moment and each next breath. Noticing the effects of the practice. Setting the intention to carry this feeling for the rest of the day so others may benefit from your practice. Drawing the hands up, and just start to rub the hands together, creating heat, creating blessings, churning the vibrations of our dualities into oneness. Taking the hands apart, showering those blessings over the crown of the head. Give blessings to the eyes that help you see. Blessings to the ears that help you hear. Give blessings to the throat that helps you communicate. Down the chest. Blessings to the stomach that houses the digestive fire. Around to the back. Blessings to the hips. Bless them to open. Our thighs for their strength. Knees for their flexibility. Our lower legs. Give blessings to our feet that give us the power to stand present in this moment. Blessings to our healing hands. Give blessings to our arms that will pick us up when we fall. Our shoulders for their strength. And finally, to the heart center. Center of love, devotion, and compassion. Dropping the forehead down. Reflecting on something in your life that you're grateful for. Place the hands to the earth, taking a gentle bow, humble gratitude. And rising back up again. Thank you so much for joining me. It has been a real pleasure as always, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day.